What is up everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today we're taking a look at Polkadot. The entire crypto market has seen another crash today. Everything's fallen anywhere from 3 to 10%. Even the S&P had a slight drawdown today. It's now come back up, as has the entire crypto market. But before we jump into today's video on Polkadot, make sure you check out the Discord down below because we're sending out insane trades over there. You will get all of our up-to-date daily trades and crypto picks, spot trades, everything like that. So make sure you check it out down below. We're crushing it there day in and day out. You don't want to miss out on any of those trades, so make sure you join up. Now into the Polkadot video. So in the previous few Polkadot videos, we have been talking about accumulating at a few areas. There's 2 to 3 key areas that we've been really talking about, and there's one main one that has now been hit. And if you watch those previous ones, then you've probably guessed what that is, and that is this white area right here. This is the 0.618 level on the Fibonacci. It's quite a good level to accumulate in at. The 0.618, 0.786, that's usually called the golden zone in trading, and it's usually the best place to either buy or sell a cryptocurrency or any other security really. So now that we finally tapped into it, it's looking like a good time to accumulate. We did have a relatively large wick. Like, I was checking the charts as this was wicking down and it wasn't looking pretty, but we have now recently come back up. If we go like onto the hourly here, you can see the wick was quite immense. I think 15-minute, a huge body candle. Now we've started to wick back up. So this wick essentially is showing us that there is a few buyers actually coming in at this area. So clearly not just us are wanting to buy the 0.618 area, and you can see even here on the wick previously how big it was and how many buyers really came in. So I think this is a good area to accumulate more Polkadot at. For long positions, I'd definitely wait until we see some sort of lower time frame confirmation, which again, we're going to be sending everything like that out into the Discord to all of our premium members. It costs like $20 for the week or $60 for the month. So yeah, it's really good value. You'll be getting all of our trades, and if we find a lower time frame setup here, you'll be the first one to know. So yeah, that's what we're going to be looking at. And another key thing that we need to really look at in order to see how altcoins, especially Polkadot, will be reacting this week is Bitcoin and Bitcoin dominance. So Bitcoin, again, we talked about this in the previous few videos. We were talking about Bitcoin coming down into this white zone where it can potentially start to really consolidate and actually build an accumulation zone off of this white area right here before we head up higher and break above 103,000 and go to $114,000. Now I think the key date for that is going to be, let me put a horizontal line here, or vertical line, sorry, will be the 20th of January, Monday right here, because this is when Donald Trump comes into office. So this red sort of zone right here is when Donald Trump will come on into office. This zone right here, I believe, is when Donald Trump was essentially announced or elected as president from the US elections. And you can see how much of a run up we had. We've now since come slightly down, and yeah, it will be very interesting to see how this reacts, going up. Obviously there's been a few false like media articles and PR about Donald Trump since then, but I don't think that will be of much concern. I think everything will get cleared up, and I think everything will be looking really well coming into the new year, and especially Q1. So yeah, another key thing we need to take a look at is Bitcoin dominance. Now Bitcoin dominance has been climbing up slightly. Today it's actually been consolidating really well, which is interesting to see because crypto, especially Bitcoin, had quite a severe crash. So usually we'll see Bitcoin dominance shoot up, but today it's actually not. You can see the daily candle right here. If we go into the hourly, it's sort of just been consolidating, not moving too much today, which is good and bad at the same time. It's good because altcoins aren't dumping, but it's bad because we need Bitcoin dominance to really be dropping a lot more than it currently is. And once it starts dropping a lot more, we'll actually be able to really predict how these altcoins are going to move a lot more often, because when Bitcoin dominance drops, altcoins are most likely to go up, and when Bitcoin dominance is rising, that's usually when altcoins will be dumping. So that's usually how it works. Now back onto Polkadot, the real trade we're really looking at. So we've actually been accumulating Polkadot since 2021, during the sort of bear market / kangaroo type of market where we're just bouncing around at these lower levels. We're accumulating Polkadot at like $5, and we even were able to sell some in the highs at like $35, $45, and after that it ran up to $55. So we've actually done really well on Polkadot. And again, this year we were accumulating way below. We were accumulating at $4, even $3.80. If you go back to a few older Polkadot videos, you'll see that I was telling everybody to be purchasing over here at $3.80, $4. So I know a bit about Polkadot and its price action. Now the trade we're looking for is going to look something like this. I'll quickly drag this down because our price target is very, very large from the previous video. But again, it depends whether you want a short-term or longer-term trade. You know, for the short term, you can easily target 15% profit right here. And again, I'm not saying that the market isn't going to continue going down, but this is a good area for at least the first initial buy-in. And if you're entering futures trades or derivatives trades, then you need to be looking for a lower time frame entry. I'm not currently doing that as the market is moving very, very quickly. It's very volatile. So by the time this video comes out, you know, it might be too late for a lower time frame entry. But if you're in the Discord, then you'll get notified of that instantly. So that's why it's so important to join up. But yeah, regardless, the initial profit, you can target 15% if it's a lower time frame entry and you're looking for a shorter term trade with 10 to 20x leverage. That's 150 to 300% profit, which is really, really good, especially in just a few days. Second take profit for a shorter term is easily 30% right here at $8.70. Again, 300 to 600% profit with leverage. And your final take profit, you could probably swing the trade out to roughly these highs at $10.77 for 60% unleveraged profit. Again, 600 to 1,200% profit. And for the longer term, I mean, you can easily just hold this, stake it up and hold it. The staking rewards are really, really good. So far on Polkadot, I think it's like 10 to 20% depending on the exchange you use. So yeah, it's very, very good. Again, you could target, you know, 245% or even higher, as we saw in the previous videos, like 400% profit for the longer term. I wouldn't try and hold a shorter term trade up to those numbers simply because the amount you're going to be trimming out those areas, it won't make sense for you just to hold, you know, a tiny bit of capital in this trade to hold until like 400% profit, because I think that will take a bit of time. Now, again, a lot of cryptos have seen a dump today, so make sure you keep an eye out on those also. Like AVAX, for example, still not near its lows that we had last week. Again, Bitcoin very important here to make sure we hold these lows. Ethereum is another coin, it hit these lows, so again, we could actually look for a few accumulations on Ethereum. This area lines up quite nicely, the 0.236 and the 0.618 here. So potentially looking for a few accumulations on ETH. I think this area right here will be brilliant for accumulation if we do come down. Next, a few of the coins, Solana, again, in this zone, sort of just consolidating. We did wick down into it, but once we get more price action in this zone, I think it will be good for trades. Fetch, another good coin. Again, we have sort of been building these support areas above the key support areas, which is making it really hard to find entries, because if you try and enter on these support areas, you know, and we dump slightly lower, it's like a 20 to 30% deficit that you would be saving instead of waiting. So it's hard to judge, but again, if you have enough capital, you can just disperse, you know, 50% here, 50% here. And that's how it's usually best done. Render, another good coin. XRP, also the best performing coin today, at least on the watch list. It's really performing well. I think it's definitely stolen the show in the end of 2024. You know, nobody expected it to do a nearly 6x. So yeah, really good performance there on XRP. Now, if you did enjoy the video and you found it helpful, please make sure to like and subscribe. If you need a place to buy, sell, or trade any sort of cryptocurrency, then check out all the exchanges we're working with down below. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye, guys.